Back again, and naturally, no TP. It's because people are greedy as hell. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to get TP, but it would have been nice to have something to wipe my ass with besides, napkins if I have to. I mean, granted, we bought some napkins just in case. Bought some issues for our tissues. Now, I didn't even grab that. Now, answer to what the guy was saying about my Sunday special part 2. I know we're supposed to be under some New Testament, but at what point in life, just because it was written as a New Testament, doesn't mean you should follow it, right? Even if you're under the Old Testament, or even if you're under the New Testament, see, here's the funny thing. In the New Testament, Jesus straight said that that nothing in the Old Testament is true, which would include original sin, the Adam and Eve thing. If that is the case, then he died for nothing. Because according to the Christian ideology and the Catholic ideology, all those monotheistic ideologies, he died for what happened between Adam and Eve, which was the quote-unquote creation of original sin. So, he died for nothing then. God came down as himself, as his son, Jesus. Got his ass beat, got tortured, got thorns put across his forehead and all this shit. All for his own forgiveness. Why not just forgive? You had to prove to yourself that you could take a beating. That's the thought process that I'm thinking here. It's like, why? Why get your ass kicked to go up to heaven? Because according to Christians and Catholics, Jesus and God were one and the same. Jesus was the incarnation of God on earth. And that's in both religions. Not just the Catholics, not just the Christians. That's what their religions and all the derivatives of them. So, even if we are under a quote-unquote New Testament, it still does not merit the fact that people are still using this as a power brokerage, basically. And as long as someone uses this to be a dick to women, be a dick to children, be a dick to gays, I will have no respect for these people. I mean, I have respect for people, regardless of what dumb shit they may believe. But, again, like I said, I don't care what you believe as long as you don't try to push it on me. Don't try to push it on my wife. Don't try to push it on anybody I know. Because the moment you start trying to push it, that's when I react, that's when I get defensive, and I smash your shit with your own fucking belief system. And I do it all the time. Like, there's a guy that I work with who said he doesn't believe in evolution, which a lot of Christian dumbasses don't. They're like, well, if we came from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys out there, man? If we're cousins of the chimpanzee, then why do we shut up, dude? Reason why is because it's called natural selection, for one. Survival of the fittest, maybe. And not everything evolves at the same time. Everybody's like, oh, well, there's no way we evolved from germs to becoming here. We were created. Created by whom? And more importantly, who created the creator? In order to go by the creationist theory, you have to have someone who created the creator. And so on and so forth. You can go on forever. Who created him? Who created him? Who created her? Who created her? And in the end of the day, it's all created by man. Every god, every religion, every belief structure has been created by man. None of it was created by some divine being. It was all created by man. That is literally, that's it.
I wonder if your mom has told you where Dollar Tree wants to
We could ask her.
We should call.
Anyways, that's the answer to what this guy that I've been corresponding with over me making videos and him responding in my comments. And like I said in the last video, I love it when people comment to me, because then I get to see inside the mind of the person who is commenting with me by the way they are talking. I mean, you could tell just by what is being said if someone's just trying to be an asshole, if someone's just trying to be a troll. And as far as I know, this particular person is not a troll. No, he's actually got a brain in betwixt his ears. So, like I said, comment as much as you want. I don't give a damn. I will answer any comment that you throw at me. And I don't care what YouTube says. If you want to comment at me on the way I look, you want to comment at me on the way I talk, I don't give a damn. I will bash you either way. I don't care. I'm up for the challenge. Bring it. But back to this whole TP part, this whole TP finder. 45 minutes ago, there was a thing on Facebook and on Dodge City Chat about there being TP and the Dillons here. We went to the Dillons and it was nothing but empty boxes. And they have signs put up to where it says every customer that is coming in only can buy up to 3 sanitary things, which is what they should have done to begin with. And honestly, I do believe that the only way that particular rule would work is if the people who are working there would be watching. Because I know people are assholes and I know they're greedy fucks. They will, one part of the family will go in, come out with 3. The other one will go in, come out with 3 more. I mean, I know how to do this because I've done it before. When I was homeless, we would do that all the time. Hell, sometimes I'd even wear disguises. When I was a kid, I would have like 3 different Halloween costumes. I'd go back to the same houses over and over and get a crap ton of chocolate. But anyway, like I said, greed. I was a greedy fat kid. I love my chocolate. I love my fatty snacks. I mean, this is how you can tell if people are actually Christian or if they're playing at it. Because when stupid shit like this happens, like a supposed epidemic coming around the United States, you will see these guys who say, "Oh, I'm holier than thou art." They will reprimand me for being an atheist, saying that I'm somehow dumber than they are because I'm an atheist. But when this shit happens, they're the first ones to go up there and buy as much as they can, even though they don't need it. Just buy what you need and go. Instead of buying 3 cartloads of toilet paper or 3 cartloads of sanitizer, which you don't fucking need. You need, if you're a female, you need 1 for your purse, so you can keep it on you at all times. 1 for at home. And that's about it. You don't need 5,000, you don't need 50 fucking things of sanitizer. You're retarded. That guy you used to pick on in school, the guy that had a mental disability, you're dumber than that guy. I don't care what anybody says, everybody, especially if you were a jock, you picked on the mentally handicapped, because you're a cocksucker. I mean, hell, in Texas, they used to zap mentally retarded people. They had an express lane for these guys. Like what the late great Robin Williams said, "Come here, Timmy, let's do this." Done. You don't do that. But that's how religious people look at it. If you're different than them, they automatically don't like you. They automatically assume there's something wrong with you. If you're a dwarf, you're instantly evil. No matter how good of a person you may be, you're instantly evil. And people wonder why some people with dwarfism are dickheads. Because they're treated like shit. I mean, if I had to walk around and all I could see was people's asses and I was the one who had to smell all their flatulence all day long, I'd probably be a dick too. First cigar in 2 days. Not easy, but I'm doing it. You ever light up a cigar or a cigarette after a couple days, you take your first drag and it gives you like a high feeling, gives you that whole, whoa feeling. It's kind of what I'm getting right now. And chemically, I know what it is. It's the nicotine inside the thing. The nicotine inside the cigarette and or cigar is something that your body is not supposed to have in it. So when you do get it, it is like a chemical imbalance in your body. Your body's trying to reject it. It's the same thing that happens when you're drinking. It's the same thing that happens when you're smoking weed, shooting up in your veins. The reason why you get that high feeling is because your body's trying to reject it. Because it's not something that's supposed to happen. Like I said before, I have nothing against weed. You want to smoke, go smoke. I've never heard of anybody who goes over, smokes a Bleasel, and then goes and robs a liquor store. They might rob a candy store. It won't be for money. It'll be for candy because they got the munchies. But they're not going to go rob a liquor store. I mean, that's not the only reason why you get the high feeling. But, it's a big factor. Your body's naturally trying to reject it. Which is why you puke if you drink too much. Your body's like, you just drank too much, dude. It's coming out. And that's usually when you're blackout. You have an interview with anybody who drinks. Like I said, I love these cigars to death. I don't promote smoking whatsoever. I like the taste. But they are shitty when it comes to staying lit. Anyway, when it comes to hating people, when it comes to destroying people's lives because you think they're wrong, it's not because they actually did anything wrong. You think they're wrong. Great example. Here's a scenario for you, if you will. You're in church, doing your old holier than thou art God bullshit going on, Uno me patria et filii spiritus sancti shit. Some dude that walks in, 3 teeth in his mouth, his face is all fucked up, and he walks with a limp. You actually going to be nice to that guy the whole time? Like all week long, every time you meet him? Are you doing it because you're actually trying to be nice to the guy, or are you doing it because it's charitable? It makes you look good. Or are you going to do what 90% of religious people do and bash this guy behind his back? For all you know, he could have had a horrible accident, fire, or maybe his mom and his dad were into drugs when he was being born. He had a birth defect. Moral of this scenario, or the idea behind this scenario is, I've seen this happen. It's what I call a Sunday Christian. They're the nicest people on the planet on Sunday and at church. But the moment they get out, they are the biggest assholes on the planet. See, I go to church. I used to anyway. I'd go to church, and I'd proudly admit that I'm an atheist. I'm still proud of it. And I will be proud of it till the day I either convert, which is pretty much impossible, or I die. Anyway, like I said, this is just a reply to the whole, Old versus New Testament. See, the Jews still follow the Old Testament. So the Quran is the Old Testament. A little more, they just take it more literal. But it's basically the same damn thing. The only difference is, instead of Jesus being their savior, it's Muhammad, their leader. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. But, like I said, this is a reply to the guy.
You're still making a video? Mm-hmm. Tell you what I called your mom by now.
Anyway, I'm going to get off here. Spend time with my wife. I'm going to call my mom, see if she has shit tickets. She lives in a town 45 minutes, southeast of here? Southwest of here, something like that. I'm going to call her and talk to her. Anyway, y'all have a good day.